Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It is June 30th, 2025. We are in the Old Testament book of Ecclesiastes. We are going to read chapter 1, verse 12 to 18. The grief of wisdom is my pericope in mind. Again, we think this is Solomon, and in 12 we get the clue that it's Solomon because he says he's a descendant of David and he's a king in Jerusalem over Israel, which only leaves us Solomon and Rehoboam. Rehoboam was not considered a wise person, so it must be Solomon who's giving us this wisdom. We said it's a mature Proverbs for simple-minded, Ecclesiastes for mature people. That's one way to think of it. So it's a lot deeper here, a lot more thought has to go into deciphering what these mean. They're not really quick and easy. Essentially, you got to take the whole book together. What is he calls himself the preacher. What is he doing? He's looking at the fallen world and he's looking at it from a fallen perspective. So without God. So in this case here, hey, Solomon is the wisest person. He says, okay, let me try and solve why there's a fallen world and what it means using just this vast wisdom that I have. But he's not doing it through God. He's doing it through his own understanding. And that leads him to the conclusion that it's all vanity of vanities. It's all vapor of vapor. It's pointless. It's meaningless. But the conclusion that we get to when we finally get to the end of the book is, yeah, but if you take all of that and you put God in there, then it makes sense. Then we get meaning. Then we get actual understanding. So it's not that that wisdom is wrong. It's wisdom without that guidance of God leads you down your own selfishness, your own haughtiness, and you start to think that you know things and that hey, you know what? Maybe I am my own God, and that's going to lead you into trouble, and it does. What's crooked and can't be straight? So he's talking about just the confusion and convolutedness of life in the fallen world. Things don't always make sense on their face. The more we know, the more we don't know, and then the harder it is for us to understand some things sometimes. So we see that today as well. So really good book that talks to situations we find ourselves in and trying to do things on our own without God and finding out that, hey, it doesn't make sense. It's vanities. It's vapor. I almost had it, and then it disappeared. What's the solution? Well, we'll get to that when we get to the end of Ecclesiastes, but just a spoiler, it's God. You have to have God in it. Okay, so let's read Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 12 to 18. I, the preacher, was king over Israel and Jerusalem, and I set my heart to seek and search out by wisdom concerning all that is done under heaven. This burdensome task God has given to the sons of man, by which they may be exercised. I have seen all the works that are done under the sun, and indeed all is vanity and grasping for the wind. So acknowledging that God does make us curious people. We do like wisdom. We seek wisdom, but we have to seek it through God's plan. What is crooked, picking up at 15, what is crooked cannot be made straight, and what is lacking cannot be numbered. I communed with my heart, saying, look, I have attained greatness and have gained more wisdom than all who were before me in Jerusalem. My heart has understood great wisdom and knowledge. And I set my heart to know wisdom and to know madness and folly. I perceive that this also is grasping for the wind. So not only is he looking at the fallen world through his wisdom, but then he says, let's look at it as a ridiculous thing. Well, that doesn't make any more sense either. So, but what is he not doing? He's not looking at it through the eyes of God. And that's what leads him to vanity of vanities. All right, let's finish with 18. For in much wisdom is much grief, and he who increases knowledge increases sorrow. May God bless reading of his word, and may God bless you. Bye.